Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to What You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the Franck Muller reference 2800 37mm in 18 karat white gold. You can see this Franck Muller on our website, whatyouwant.com. Purchase it there. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, What You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of this video at any time to see our complete listing for the watch, with additional detailed photographs, accessories included, and of course, complete pricing information. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, the watch is completely different than any other Franck Muller watch I have ever experienced. It's not a tonneau, it's not oversized, it's not a Curvex, it's not a Cintre. Quite frankly, it has an incredibly original look by Franck Muller standards because it's classically inspired, and I don't mean flapper-era Art Deco. This is a watch that you could wear anywhere with a straight face and a straight-cut suit. Now, the watch is 37mm across the round of the white gold case, and in terms of thickness, it is very compact. You can see the generously sloped, domed bezel helps your dress cuff to slide easily over this 9mm thick dress watch, and from lug to lug, that is extremity to extremity, the watch is a nicely compact 43.5mm, so it wears well on any wrist. While my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, even if yours is as small as 13 centimeters, you're going to find this is an excellent fit, both aesthetically and in terms of security on the wrist. Now, in terms of the rest of the ergonomic equation, I'm going to mention that white gold, with a solid white gold case back, the watch is actually quite hefty. It has impressive mass to it, so although compact in dimension, it's a little bit outsized in the premium pull of that 18 karat white gold. It's actually a very nice feeling. It's also beautifully unified by semi-conforming spring bars, which is to say at the lugs, where the end of the strap abuts the case, there's a little bit of a curvature to the spring bars, so it closes the gap and it removes most of the daylight between the flanks of the case and the end of the strap. Again, integration is the look that's achieved as a result. It's very handsome, but it does not prevent the strap from pulling down quite tightly if you have a smaller wrist and you need to trace its arc. Now, beautiful, it's a dark black, monotone stitched, rectangular scale alligator leather strap. It's in gorgeous condition. On the underside, it does have a very soft calf skin. It is a Franck Muller strap, and it's paired with the original Franck Muller 18 karat white gold pin buckle. This one's a little bit more baroque than the watch itself, as it's flared with a complex contour and a little bit of a bucked step to it. It's actually a little bit more ornate than the timepiece with which it's paired, but appropriately enough, it is 18 karat white gold to match. Now, the watch itself is wonderfully simple. Again, this is kind of the Franck Muller for the guy who's not a fan of the brand. It really stands out. First, there's beautiful finish on the flanks. High polish. It has a little bit of an outward step that adds character lines where the bezel abuts the flank of the case and the case back abuts the flank of the case. Those twin character lines add visual strength, and you can see that although the lugs look very straight from the top, they have a little bit of a teardrop tumble in profile. So there's a little bit of sensuous elegance to the lugs themselves. They have good body and they add character to the watch. Inboard of the domed bezel, you can see the dial is simple but striking. Now, it has a vintage style railroad minute track outboard. All of the Arabic numerals and the hour indices are applied, so the dial has both depth and texture. In terms of texture, it's a glorious sunburst silver that does originate from the cannon pinion at center, and that adds a sort of outward radiating definition to the dial. It really plays nicely. Even in the soft light of the light box, you can see how it reflects and dazzles, and in direct sunlight, it's even more exciting to behold. So it is discreet perhaps in its proportions, but it's not muted in its impact. Now, it does have gorgeous foy-style hands. These are leaf hands, and you can see the minute hand is just about to superimpose itself over a gorgeous sunken subdial for the seconds. Now, that is a baton-style seconds hand inside a miniature railroad track in its own right, and you can see that there's just a little bit of gold embellishment around the circumference of that sunken subdial. It's very handsome. Inside the watch, beneath the case back, this is one of 50, I should mention, but inside the watch is a Passot caliber 7001. Now, it's doing business as the Franck Muller reference 7500. It is a manual wind timepiece. It is a 17 jewel vintage sort of survivor movement from the first half of the 20th century. It beats at a stately 21,600 vibrations per hour. It's a very traditional caliber in both its layout, and in terms of its jeweling with 17, in terms of its thickness, very compact, 2.5 millimeters thick, and it does have one remarkable refinement in that this particular version is adjusted in 5 positions by Franck Muller, so that's a refinement which very few Passot 7000 series calibers receive. It's an awesome traditional hand wind movement with approximately a 40-hour power reserve for the traditional dress watch enthusiast, and that really is the target audience of this Franck Muller reference 2800. You can see it and you can purchase it on our website, watchyouwant.com.